What if I tell you that I know somebody who was simply living for pleasure, kaligayahan, kalayawan, kasiyahan, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. My dear brothers and sisters, this is the philosophy of good and pleasurable living. What would that look like to you? What kinds of things would you imagine this type of person was pursuing? The word that we might use to describe this person is the word hedonist. But what is a hedonist? A hedonist is someone whose main goal in life is pleasure. His main goal in life is happiness. Pagpapakasarap, pagpapakaligaya, karangyaan, bongga. Do what you like, not what you must. Hedonism has become one of the dominant influences in our modern life. How many times have we heard it said, I just want to be happy, or do whatever will make you happy, or do what makes you feel good. Anyway, life is short. Maigsi ang buhay. Magpasarap ka na lamang sa buhay, to the point of forgetting what is truly essential in life. Some of us will probably say, is there anything wrong with that? Doesn't God want us to be happy? But the goal of life, my dear brothers and sisters, is not only pleasure or what the world considers pleasurable. The goal of life is not only what produces pleasure. Pleasure in alcohol, pleasure in accomplishments, pleasure in travels, pleasure in gadgets, pleasure in acquisitions, pleasure in amusement, pleasure here, there, and everywhere. I remember a senator of our republic who said not so long ago, ang sarap ng buhay. Today, my dear friends, may I invite you to continue to reflect with me about the pursuit of pleasure, which is the main theme of the first reading today from the book of Ecclesiastes or Kohelet. It says, and I quote, "Vanity of vanities, everything is vanity." In Tagalog, walang kabuluhan ng walang kabuluhan. Lahat ng bagay ay walang kabuluhan. Anong pakinabang ng tao sa lahat ng kanyang ginagawa sa ilalim ng araw? Walang kabuluhan. Vanity of vanities is a superlative expression. Vanity of vanities means that life is utter emptiness, that in life there is utter meaninglessness, utter pointlessness, utter senselessness, utter worthlessness. This is the kind of happiness and satisfaction that life on earth brings. Nobody on earth feels fully happy. Nobody on earth feels completely satisfied, because everything on earth is fleeting. It is quickly passing. Things are short-lived. Things are ephemeral. Lahat ay lumilipas. Lahat ay kumukupas. As a certain philosopher said, the possessions of mortals are also mortal, because only God is immortal. That it says, vanity of vanities, vanity means futility. Everything is for nothing. And this frustration of life in this world, as described in the book of Ecclesiastes, is echoed in St. Paul's letter to the Romans. And I quote, "For the creation was subjected to futility." Yes, my dear friends, power, popularity, positions, prestige, pleasure, nothing can fill the void in man's life but God Himself. Do you think the purpose of life is found in wealth or in nature or in money or in self-indulgence or in property or in position or in intelligence or philosophy? St. Augustine reminds us of something important and eternal when St. Augustine says, "Our hearts are restless until they rest in God." Yes, my dear brothers and sisters, man lives in a world riddled with vanity and futility and frustration. Man chose to become self-centered and self-guided rather than remaining God-centered and God-guided. That is why man became earthbound. Man is frustrated. That is why man is bored. Man is lonely because he thinks in terms of what is pleasant and present instead of what is the future, what is temporary instead of what is everlasting. Do you know that in the book of Ecclesiastes, the wise man Solomon used the word vanity 38 times, and you can check it, you can validate it. Hence, the theme of this book appears to be meaningless. Meaningless. Everything is meaningless. And this biblical verse, therefore, is about purpose. It is important for us to understand what is God's purpose for our lives and what happens when we do not understand the purpose of God, or what some people have called the meaning of life. This is a book God has placed in the Bible for this very purpose, and that is to help explain what happens to a life that has lost its way or lost its purpose. It is the book of Ecclesiastes. It was written by someone many consider the wisest man on earth to have lived. Solomon describes what happens when we do not know what is the purpose of God for us and what is the meaning of life. If there is no purpose, why live life? If nothing really matters, why bother? Why make the effort? Life without meaning is useless if there is no purpose attached to it. But my dear friends, before I end, may I say that this part of the Bible in Ecclesiastes was not written only for the Bill Gates of this world. It was not written only for the Oprahs or for the Henry C's or the Arabian oil billionaires. It was written for all of us, because all of us are tempted to live as if the point of our life was to experience pleasure. We are tempted to work offensively and defensively to make that happen, to avoid pain, to acquire pleasure. I remember St. Paul who said, "The love of money is the root of all evil." And then a certain philosopher modified what St. Paul said, "The love of money is the root of all evil." This philosopher said, it is not the love of money that is the root of all evil. It is the lust for money that is the root of all evil. And still somebody said, no, it is not the love of money. It is not the lust for money. It is the lack of money that is the root of all evil. My dear friend, St. Augustine said, where your pleasure is, there is your treasure. Where your treasure is, there is your heart. And where your heart is, there is your happiness. So today, I'm sorry, it's a little bit long. Today we ask, where is your heart? Where is my heart? Pleasure is the measure of your treasure. Your treasure is what you love. Your greatest treasure is what you love the most. Because the Lord also says, for where your treasure is, there is your heart. May I say, let us pursue our pleasure in God, because God is the greatest treasure with all our heart. Jesus is the summum bonum, the highest good. Jesus is the pearl of great price. Amen.